The project team has just started coding a redesigned accounting application when a key stakeholder submits a change request to include a specific report on the company's expenses. The stakeholder submits the change request to the project manager. What would be the most important input to consider for this change request? A. Work performance data. B. Accepted deliverables. C. Work performance information. D. Work performance reports. A project has completed 60% of all the work. The team has spent 55% of the project budget. The budget is currently set at $180,000. The sponsor has requested the project's CPI. What CPI figure should the project manager provide? A. $108,000. C. $18,000. C. 91.1. The project manager and team are working to create a list of activities needed to complete the project. However, they encounter a work package that cannot be fully decomposed because they lack sufficient information about the work. They decide to wait until midway through the project to decompose this work package further. What tool or technique are they using? A. Rolling wave planning. B. Decomposition. C. Requirements future planning. D. Forward planning. While building an agile space, the project manager wants to implement a tool that will allow the team to track the flow of work while also limiting the work in progress (WIP). What tool best meets these requirements? A. Burn-down charts. B. Kanban development. C. Gantt chart. D. Whiteboard. The project manager is assigning costs to each individual activity in the project. A team member suggests including additional costs to account for the possibility that the software may require more testing. What best describes this additional cost? A. Project reserve. B. Contingency reserve. C. Testing reserve. D. Management reserve. During a project planning session, the product owner communicates to the Agile project manager that every item currently listed in the product backlog holds significant business value, and therefore, all items must be completed. The Agile project manager must determine the most appropriate course of action in response to this directive. Question: what is the best response for the Agile project manager in this situation? A. Relay the product owner's directive to the project team, instructing them to complete all backlog items immediately. B. Concur with the product owner's assessment and focus the team's efforts on completing as many backlog items as possible in the shortest time available. C. Engage the product owner in a constructive discussion to explain the value and best practices of prioritizing the product backlog, and guide them toward establishing a prioritized order of work. D. Take personal initiative to prioritize the backlog items independently, without further consultation with the product owner. An Agile project manager is working within a Scrum-based delivery environment and has experienced persistent difficulties in aligning with the product owner on effective product backlog management. Over the course of multiple sprint cycles, the project manager has made repeated, structured attempts to communicate the strategic value and operational necessity of backlog prioritization. Despite these ongoing efforts, the product owner maintains the position that all items within the product backlog carry equal importance and continues to decline all requests to rank or order backlog items by business value, risk, or delivery priority. Given the circumstances described above, what is the most appropriate course of action for the Agile project manager to take at this stage? Option: professionally rephrased answer choice. A. Persist in facilitating structured coaching sessions and collaborative workshops with the product owner to reinforce the importance and practical benefits of product backlog prioritization within an Agile framework. B. Engage the relevant organizational stakeholders and escalate the matter through the appropriate governance channels to initiate a formal review of the product owner's suitability. And, if warranted, facilitate the process of identifying a replacement. A. Persist in facilitating structured coaching sessions and collaborative workshops with the product owner to reinforce the importance and practical benefits of product backlog prioritization within an Agile framework. B. Engage the relevant organizational stakeholders and escalate the matter through the appropriate governance channels to initiate a formal review of the product owner's suitability. And, if warranted, facilitate the process of identifying a replacement. C. Delegate the responsibility of backlog ordering to the development team, directing them to independently assess and rank the backlog items based on their technical understanding and capacity. D. Assume direct ownership of the backlog prioritization process, taking responsibility for ordering the product backlog on behalf of the product owner to ensure continued project progress and sprint planning effectiveness. After the project manager has successfully collected the project requirements and received approval for the scope statement, what process should the project manager perform next? A. Sequence activities. B. Create scope baseline. C. Define activities. D. Create WBS.